Day 39 on the trail, on the Pacific Crest Trail. Coming out of Wrightwood, I spent last night in town. Got a ride from, look at this. Oh, maybe you can't see it because the sun's going down on it from another angle. It's just beautiful. This is called Inspiration Point. And there's big parking lots, picnic tables, lookouts. And I just got a ride back from Wrightwood from a couple who is just coming up to watch the sunset because it's such a beautiful place to do that. So yeah, day 39 was not quite a zero day. We call it a Nero day. That means I hiked all day yesterday, got a ride into town, found some questionable accommodation. I was going to make it a zero, which is 2 nights, meaning one full 24-hour period with no forward mileage made. But the place that I went, everything was booked, and there's these people who host people in their own home, and I think they're hoarders. So I just didn't feel comfortable staying there. So I got everything done today, groceries, and I got new shoes. New shoes. Oh, what a difference. I felt like I was walking in my slippers. Mine were so worn down. It said that you should replace your shoes about every 500 miles, but mine lasted 4. Maybe I'm an aggressive walker, but I think because I am using trail shoes, not hiking boots, they tend to wear out faster. So I'm happily in my new shoes, thrilled that they had my size, which never happens. And got groceries, and then I had to do a big errand which took about 3 hours in total, and all I had to do was find an optometrist who could make an adjustment on the joint of my prescription glasses, which I take out and put on and off and on and off all day while I'm looking at the app on my phone for elevation and water sources and where the trail's going. And I knew the joint, you call it the joint? The hinge, that's it. That I knew the hinge was going to break eventually, and I thought, I don't want that to happen on the trail. These are really good, expensive glasses, and I need them in top shape. But no optometrist in Wrightwood, so I hitched a ride into Hesperia, which has a Target with an optometrist. She fixed the hinge in a jiffy, got a couple things at Target, and then the long effort to get a ride back. But eventually somebody picked me up and got a ride back to Wrightwood. Dealt with a bunch of emails, some work emails. Oh, by the way, I may not be in the office and I may not be directly working with clients. Just FYI, I have an awesome colleague and awesome backup colleagues who are ready to help her, who is handling all my business at home. Shelly Paul, shout out to you. You are doing an incredible job. And Shelly and I are in touch. Email, texting, and calling, and Shelly's already sold 3 houses for me. So thank you, Shelly, for picking up where I left off with the existing clients and doing an awesome job with new clients. So yeah, if you need any if you have any real estate needs, hang on, where's the trail go, that way or this way? I'm pretty sure it's this way. If you have any real estate needs while I'm away, you don't have to, you can remember the name Shelly at shellypaul.com, or just email me and you'll get a bounce back email with all the information that you need to contact Shelly. And I am still indirectly involved in my business dealings. So that commercial aside, emails and Facebook and talk to one of my girls. I find there isn't enough time to talk to everybody I want to talk to when I'm in town, and I'm really sorry about that if you're hoping for a phone call. I will get to you, but with an immediate family of quite a number, it takes me a while to get through them. Each one of them has only had maybe 1 phone call turn so far. So I haven't forgotten about you, not any of you, especially those of you who are supporting me in donations and positive comments on Facebook and YouTube. I see them and I thank you. So now it's sunset. And I gotta find a place to camp. And then I will start the trail fresh in the morning. Talk to you later. Good morning. It's day 40. Now that feels like I'm getting somewhere with the day numbers. Only 140 to go, approximately. I'm just leaving my site, my solo site. So I think that's my third solo. I'm fine with being solo now. What I'm not fine with is still being flippin' cold. And it's not like I'm shivering and shaking in my tent all night. It's just this coolness. Like, and I've got merino wool, long john top, bottom, a fleece top, and I ended up putting on my down jacket again, my sleeping bag liner, and my down bag. I have to contact Mountain Equipment Co-op next town I'm in. It's amazing how much you have to do when you get into a town. There's no time left for just about everything. Bit of a slow start this morning. I was emotional after I woke up. So anyway, nothing like a good cry to start the day. What am I crying about? It's a long way from home, and it's a long way to go, and it's a hard way to go. So I am heading in just 7 miles, I think, or 4 miles, I forget. 69, 54, 5 miles. I'll be hitting the base parking lot for the Mount Baden Powell. And those of you who are Girl Scout or Boy Scout know who Baden Powell is. The rest of you can look it up. And that's where the trail goes straight up. 3,000 feet elevation. Is it 3,000 or 6,000? 3,000 feet elevation in less than 3 miles. And, did I mention 2/3 of it is totally snow covered? Well, actually more than that, about 3/4 is snow covered. There are footsteps in the snow, but depending on what time of day you get there, they're either going to be frozen or slush, which is risky to slipping. I do have microspikes, but as you saw, I don't do well with extreme elevations. I had an elevation headache the other day, and I met a girl in town who had to ask a day hiker to help her to walk to the day hiker's car so she could have a drive down, because she was actually being sick from the elevation, but she had just started within the last week, so she hadn't really acclimatized. I have, but it still doesn't feel great. So what I'm going to do as CEO, Chairman, and Chief Bottle Washer of Hiking Home for Shelter, I had a little board meeting this morning and decided I'm going to get to that parking lot. I'm not doing 3,000 feet in less than 3 miles. So here we are at the parking lot at the base of Mount Baden Powell. There's Buddy, who just drove up, going for a nice morning hike up 3,000 feet. Doesn't look like far there, but wait, there's more. That's not the top. You can't see it from here. And the trail just goes basically zigzag, zigzag, and then straight up, because people have not been following the switchbacks. I, on the other hand, I'm going this way, down the closed road. And I'm very happy to see that it's closed, because that means it'll be traffic free. I still get the beautiful views. I just don't have to make this terrible ascent that has been worrying me, and I think will be just a little too much for my body, age, lungs, self-esteem as a hiker. And I'll meet everybody on the other side. So I originally thought that this highway, Highway 2, was closed for the winter, and it just hadn't been reopened yet for spring. But that's silly, because at the top of this highway is that lookout, and beyond that lookout, where I just shot going up to Mount Baden Powell, is Mountain High Ski Resort. This is the main highway from LA to its nearest ski resort, which apparently is a zoo in the winter, and it had to be closed late in the season because of the flooding causing avalanches. And as I've been walking along, I'm seeing these big piles of dirt that have been plowed over to the side, the same way we have big piles of snow. They have big piles of boulders and gravel and everything piled up, and new guardrails, and like brand new guardrails installed, and new drainage pipes going down the side of the mountain. I'm actually quite fascinated with this. I mean, I'm fascinated with all the nature I've seen, but this is really interesting. I love seeing, you know, behind the curtain of certain things, and this is pretty neat to see. Straight yellow line, follow the straight yellow line, follow the straight yellow line. Yay! This is the road that does end. Okay, I won't torture you again, but that was a long road walk from about 11 a.m. till 5. I think it's about 5 right now. Oh, gotta just climb around this. And there you have it. Oh, Highway 2 closed, but complete to me. Now I might just camp. I see somebody else set up for the night here. I probably will just camp here. My feet are killing me from road walking for 6 hours and trail walking for 2.5 before that. Oh look, a car.